Hello students, welcome back to AriserTalent. I am your maths teacher Arpita Sharma. Students, today we are studying the very second lecture of our new chapter, which is coordinate geometry. So starting with writing the name of the chapter, which is what? Right, coordinate geometry. Right? Now student, do you remember what we have talked about? So in previous lecture, we have talked about these specific points that are first the use and actually why we are studying this particular chapter. Then the second thing, we understood about the x-axis and y-axis, right? Before that, we understood the number line. Actually, we know what the number line is, but we know that horizontal and the vertical number line was making what? Our Cartesian system. Okay. So, x-axis, y-axis, Cartesian system, and then the abscissa and the ordinate. Abscissa and ordinate. Right, and origin, that was important. And what were the coordinates of origin? The coordinate of origin was 0, 0, and how you represented it? As O. Any point you're representing will be, if you are representing a single point, okay, then you will name it simply P, okay, and if you are having more than one points on your plane, then you can call it P, Q, R, S, whatever it is, okay, as per your choice. Now, this that we have covered in our previous lecture. Now, today's lecture, when I was telling you that we are having this X, O, X dash, right, this was our X-axis, and this y, o, y dash, which axis? Vertical axis. Combinedly they were making a Cartesian system. Did you realize this is basically, because this is a ray and this is a ray too, that means it's continue being right there and it's continue right being there and it's continue upside and it's continue downside. That means if I talk about this green board, then this green board is divided into 4 compartments. In 4 compartments, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 compartments are there. Okay. Any doubt? Now these 4 compartments are having some positive and negative things. So which axis is positive and which axis is negative? Simply, if we find it to be X or Y, that particular side is what? Positive. And if you got the dash on the Y or the X, that is X dash or the Y dash, that will be the negative sides. Okay. In the number line, 0. Okay. So this side is right hand side and this side is left hand side. So on this right hand side, right? This is right. So right hand side, I'll be getting this positive. Right. And this left hand side, I'm getting the negatives. Right. Now, upside you are getting the positives and the downsides you'll be getting the negatives. Now, I've told you that that will be giving you abscissa, and that will be giving you the ordinate. So, ordinate. That means positive abscissa, negative abscissa, positive ordinate, negative ordinate. Now, if I am having a point here, let's suppose this is P1 and I am having somewhere P2 here, P3 here and P4 here. Understood? Now, if I am having any point P here, any point P2 here, any point P3 here, any point P4 here. So how will the combination of abscissa and ordinate will behave in this case? If I talk about this, abscissa will be on this side, so that's a positive. So P1 will be positive here, comma, the positive what? The abscissa will be positive here. So the first coordinate of this point will be always a positive if it lies in the first compartment. Again, that will be always a positive if it's lying in the first compartment. Okay. Now, look at the ordinate. If you're looking at the ordinate, what it is? Positive again, right? So, that will be a positive again. So, any point on this section, right? Any point in this section will be positive abscissa, positive ordinate. Is this clear? So, if I'm having anything in my first compartment, this is the compartment here. Okay. So, that will be always positive and positive. Correct? Now, come to this P2. If I'm talking about this P2, look here. This is what? The ordinate, which is positive. But this is what? Abscissa. Now, abscissa will have, because if I draw these lines, this will on this, this will lie on this x dash axis. X dash is what? Dash is what? Always negative. Right. So, what will I call? That abscissa will be negative, but the ordinate will be positive. Now, it is true for all. If you are having this second compartment and having any point right there, so that will be always with abscissa negative and an ordinate positive. Understood? In this category, I am having both as negative. So, in this third compartment, I will be having my abscissa and ordinate as negatives. No doubt about it. That will be abscissa and that will be ordinate. So, the abscissa will lie this side. Look here. Okay. And the ordinate will be lying this side. That means that will be negative, negative again. Okay. This is about the third one. And if I'll tell you about this section, the fourth compartment, what will I have? I'll be having this line here and this line here. Now, which is what? This positive abscissa. So, that will be plus. And the negative ordinate, that will be minus. Now, what is the benefit of all this exercise? First, I'll let you know, then this is the first compartment, this is the second one, this is the third one, and this is the fourth one. Now, student, if I'll tell you to plot a point, not plot a point, but just to tell me in which compartment it will lie, and I'm telling you that the point is minus 10, minus 9. Without a blink, you will say that this is the compartment number 3rd. Why? Because we are having negative abscissa and negative ordinate only in 3rd compartment here. Okay. Now, if I'll tell you that, tell me about the compartment of, this was 3rd. Okay. If I tell you that, okay, I'll remove these positives here. Now, tell me what compartment it is. Positive abscissa, positive ordinate, that means this is lying in the first compartment. Okay. Look here, first compartment it is. First compartment, positive abscissa, positive ordinate. Okay. Now, if I'm telling you that, okay, that will be a minus 10 and a positive 9. So, now, which compartment? Simply without a blink, that will be second compartment. Now, minus, not minus, but positive 10, but minus 9. And that will be your fourth compartment. Look at here, positive abscissa, negative ordinate, fourth compartment. So, if you are just looking at that particular coordinates of that given points, you can easily identify in which compartment it will lie by the sign of abscissa and ordinate. By the sign of abscissa and ordinate. Mind these words, you are going to say abscissa for the x-axis coordinates and ordinate for the y-axis ordinate. and that will be very precise, but because you call it this ordinate to the y-axis coordinate, this ordinate to y-axis coordinate. Okay, 2 coordinate points are here. Okay, right. So note this, student. Then we'll move forward. Okay. Let's have a simple question. We'll make a question and then we'll try to solve it. Okay. So if I'm telling you that I'm having this, we're having two things. In first thing, you'll be having your coordinates given. Right? What given? Coordinates given. And then you have to draw or plot these points, and which is called plotting the points. Plotting the points. You have given with the coordinates and will have to plot them. Okay. The first thing is, before that, what we will study is you will just to tell the given point that what coordinate it's having, right? Likewise, if I'm having a rectangle here, right, and I am having, let's suppose, this as 10, okay, and this, let's suppose, 5, positive, this will be always positive. Now this is, let's suppose, minus 6 it is, right, and here that is, let's suppose, which value should I take? 9, minus of 9. So this is a minus 9 point, this is 10, this is 5, and this is minus 6. Okay, now I'm having 4 points here, that is, first will be P, and then Q, and then R, and then S. Now your question is, find the coordinates of P, Q, R and S. You have to find out the coordinates of these given 4 points. Now, it's very simple, right? How? Have a look. You know how I told you to represent these coordinates. How will you write them? Okay, so here's a particular thing. If I talk about point P, what you have to write? First you have to write point P and then bracket start, and then here you will be writing the abscissa, then a comma, then the ordinate, then bracket close. Same for Q. Okay, bracket start, abscissa, comma, ordinate, then R, abscissa, comma, ordinate, then S, abscissa, comma, ordinate. Okay, now look here, this side. If I talk about P, right, if I talk about P, so abscissa of P is what on x-axis? This is plus 10. And we know then the first compartment will always have abscissa positive, ordinate positive. So 10 here. Now on y-axis it is 5. Okay, 5. Done with this. P has been done. Now about the Q. First what will I write? This 5? No, this is ordinate. I have to pick the abscissa. So minus 9 and ordinate 5. So negative, positive. Okay. Now here negative, negative. Okay. So that will be R. How will I write? First abscissa. Now abscissa here. So minus 9. Ordinate. Ordinate is minus 6. So minus minus. Okay. Now I'll talk about this S. First what will I write? The abscissa. Abscissa, right. Then the ordinate. Okay. Right. So here 10 minus 6. Now look at it. You're having a 10 here, a 10 here. Why? Why? Because they are the that means this x distance, the distance of x axis for P and S is both same. Look at this distance is equals to this distance and is equals to this distance. That means if I walk from here to this length, that is correctly equal to when I walk from this to this and when I walk from this to this. So here I'll be having what? Same axis of y, because it's a rectangle, or if it's square, that will be equally applicable in the case of square also. Now come here you are having this -9 same here. Okay, so again I am having these axes as common. Why? For the same reason. If I go with these two, I am having my ordinates equal. Look at it, 5 and 5, because of the same reason. And here I am having this -6 and -6 same. Why? Because of the same reason. Now I am having pairs of 2. Okay, why? Because it's a rectangle. In square case we'll be having more similarity. Okay, so this is the method to represent it on your graph, or you can say your Cartesian system. Now here coordinates of point P. Okay, here from there you can just write 10, 5. Here you can write -9, 5. Here you can write -9, -6, and then you can write 10, -6. Here again coordinates of point Q. You can write point also here. Okay, again coordinate of R. Here coordinates of S. Right. So this is the one thing when you've given me the diagram and you have to write the coordinates of given point. Now we can reverse the question. The same question we are going to reverse it. How? Okay, we're getting it now. So from this, now we'll get this figure. That we can we undone this process? Is this a cycle? Okay, let's see. Now the question will be changed. Now this side is your question. Plot these points in Cartesian system or on graph. Alright, okay, so this is your question. Now how will you solve it? Okay, first of all what you have to do, you have to draw XO X dash axis and YO Y dash axis. That means you have to create your Cartesian system. Okay, now I am just roughly making it, but what you need to do, even either you can take a graph or you can use your pencil and scale, okay, to draw it. How? Because you have to take margins here like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? Okay, now what you have to do, make two perpendicular lines. The first horizontal line is XO X dash and draw its perpendicular YO Y dash. Now what you have to do, take your scale and mark on each 1 centimeter. That means this 0, 1 is 1 centimeter, then 1, 2 is 1 centimeter, then 2, 3 is 1 centimeter, then 3, 4, 1 centimeter, and so on. Likewise on this part too. Okay, then you will getting the margins like this. Here you will get -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, -10, and so on. Okay, here again Now you have to make it very clear that if you are having minus 10 till minus 10 here, you have to make till 10 here. Okay, so no 11 and 12, right? Equal, right? Now here it will go. We are having the maximum number in our ordinates and abscissa as 10, so we will make it till 10 only. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So write the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and here again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, minus 8, minus 9 and minus 10. Okay, now you have to locate the points. Now, how will you locate the point? You are having this P, 10 and 5. So, P, 10 and 5. So, 10 is what? Plus 10. Plus 10 is here. So, this one. Okay, and 5 is here. So, perpendicular to this side. So, by the intersection of these two lines, what will you get? A point here. And this point will be your P. And P will be 10, 5. Okay. So, located the first point here. Now, understand, I draw a rectangle and then I find out that points. Now, if I am writing these correctly, if I am plotting these points again correctly, that means that will be giving me a rectangle only. So, if I am getting a rectangle from plotting these 4 points, I will be able to understand that yes, reverse is also true. Okay. So, P, 10, 5. Now, about Q. Q is minus 9 and 5. Okay. So, minus 9. Where is minus 9? On the x-axis. So, x-axis minus 9 is here. Right. And y-axis it is plus 5. So, plus 5 it is here. So, this is the point. Okay. If these two lines are like this is the point. Which point? Q. Now, what is the point Q? Minus 9 and 5. If I talk about the point R, that is minus 9, minus 6. Both negative, so the third compartment, minus 9. Okay. X-axis, abscissa, and minus 6. This point. Right. So, that will be minus 9, minus 6. Now, the next point is, this is R. Okay. Now, the point S. So, S point is 10, 10 and minus 6. So, minus 6. So, first 10. Now, 10 is this. Okay. So, this line. But minus of 6, that means this line. Okay. So, I am getting this S point here, getting these as 10 minus 6. Now, if I will join these 4 points, if I am going to join these 4 points, that will be right, a rectangle. Okay, and when we are using the scale and pencil to make this, that will be a proper rectangle. Okay, because we are having 6 here. Okay, and we are having that 5 here again then minus 9 here. Okay, and 10 here. So, we are getting the exact locations. Okay, what we draw first, we are getting that in reverse. Okay, that means yes, it is a reverse cycle. You can plot the points if the coordinates are given, and you can tell the coordinates if the points have been drawn. So, these both process are same actually. Draw this. Okay. Noted. Now, what is your homework? You can say it. Okay, that's your homework, you can say. What you try to do, what you should try to do, just as an activity, you should try to make a square on Cartesian system. And relate the coordinates of four points. 4 points. That means I'm talking about this. Okay, student, let me tell you one thing. Is this the only way a square can be drawn on a Cartesian system? No, it is not. If this is your x and y axis, a square can also be like this. Right? How? So, you need to think this, you need to try all the different inclination, and that can give you a what? Square. Okay, and you can do simple math even, because you know what will be the length. What will be the length of the third side? Hypotenuse square will be what? Perpendicular square and base square. So you can mix these theorem, Pythagoras theorem, with that also. Understood? Okay. So that will be your homework. And now today what we studied is basically the 4 compartments, okay, and the signs we understood, right? These 4 signs we have understood, and then we studied plotting a point on your graph or Cartesian system. So these things, and the reverse of it also. Okay, so these things we have covered in today's lecture. In next lecture we are going to do what? We are going to pick questions of your book, okay, that may come in your boards, okay, because this is important, because you are having the exact same chapter in your 10th standard 2 student, and this theory, okay, is actually being magnifying in your 10th standard. So if you know this particular particular theory of this 9th class, then it will be very easy for you guys to understand the concepts and the theory in 10th standard for the same chapter, of course, and some of the questions even based on this theory also, right? So keep enjoying your life and take care of you. Bye bye.